On page number 10. Page number 10. Each verse we will chant 2 times in Tibetan, and afterward we'll chant in English 1 time. Each verse. Sanye lo yo zon che che lo yo zon che gen de lo yo zon che la ma lo yo zon che San ye la ya zon che che la ya zon che gen de la ya zon che ya san ye che dan zon je cho nam la Chang jo bar do da ne ya zun je da ye jen zo je ve so nam je do la pan jo san je do bar sho San ye je dan zo je cho nam la Chang jo bar do da ne ya zo je da ye jen so je ve so nam je do la pen je san ye do bar sho ya sem je tam je de wa dan de ve je dan den bar je sem je tam je de ma dan de ma je dan da war je Sem jen tam je de mo me be de wa dom ro war je sem jen tam je ye ron cha dan ye dan da ve dan yong la ne war ro je sem jen tam je de wa dan de ve je dan den bara je sem je tam je de ma je dan da war je sem je tam je de ma me be de wa dan men da war je Sem jen tam je ni ron cha da ni da ja ve da nyang la ne wa ra jo ro je ya sa je bu je jon shong me do ja ma de ra le je ni Drogon nam da shen shu bar shu ye dang guru rana me da ga ka me ya da ya me. In English, on page number 11, I take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. From now until my enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all who wish to do my in all sentient beings, I would be free bias, attachment, and anger. This ground not strong flowers, on air, encircled by the four continents, surmounted by the sun and the moon. I visualize this Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy the pure light. Yedam uro rana mendala kame yadaya me. Today is a very special day. It is the day His Holiness Dalai Lama received Nobel Peace Prize, and it is the 37th anniversary of receiving this honor gift. And so, taking this opportunity, we shall say the long life, His Holiness Dalai Lama long life prayer, and we make prayers and wish that may he be live long life and spread his dharma or spiritual activities. So this is the Dalai Lama long life book you have. First, we will chant. We will chant in Tibetan, and then afterward we'll chant in English. And Dalai Lama, long life Dalai Lama book. Yeah. Okay. Ando jayan jarve judragar se gele gunjon yeshendo mojo tenjen lame sonama daja donjo ye oze meze gajera denjan Shendo lonje robara chenjelo Cheya gonsa chonda nyam jobe Doda deje yeje jeme jen Dame denda dembe dojo dabo sondena Kanjen gombo tenze yazo ye Koze meshe kaje radenja Shendo lunje rupara shenjelo Pando yonden lunzo tenleje Nawan rokan yazura dazembe Pamze dojo mawan hayela Ranjan de son yawa tamjela Dajan dojo tabe sodena Kanje gombo tenze yazo ye Koze meshe kaje rabden Shendo lunje dobara shenjelo Jete sonde kange nye dojan
chodo shiwa namshan doru der same meyo gunza gebe teso dambe chuje tsonangla dajai dongshu drabe sondona kanjen gombo tenzen nyaso ye kuze meje kaje rade jang shendo lunje drupar shenje lo sebe drungur jongla cheba we dendong oson yawe yishe chen namdar doje zhongle meje ba rejo pabe yenden tamje la dajai donshu drabe sodena kanjen gombo tenzen yaso ye kuze meje kaje raden jang shendo lunje drubar shenje lo kajo shenda ne yo do trodo de don nyamja rowe se jo ye na juro nam san rama troze nisma huo kan zhu cu nam la da jia duan zhi zha bu su de na kan jian gong bu den zhen yang zu yi gu zi me zhi ka ji ra de jiang xian do lun ji zhi bu ri xin ji lu 도제 창계 가다 창제 메저라베 도도 니고니 덴당 덴제 종외 도저제 예셰 젠데 덴송 야소나 다자 동주 다베 소데나 kanjen gombo tenzen nyamso ye kuze meshe kaje raden jang shendo lunje drupar shenje lo dedar lo me jabje shonam la shuja nyene kube sonde to Mese nyeme sumara nawe dacho kanjan rowe gunjengo awa loza tenze yaso cho samsu meje mejra menor shomshe yonja doje nyengo kawa janso yome tante sho rajan jawa kunje yebe kur nyento chapar zombe la jenje tenle kumbe norwa nyebo jen sheba je shalom je jokjura je de tu zo de ga sa nam ye wo lu je ma so shen do da zhou xiang tu de shou du gen de ran de wei ge sen zi zhi zi mo ji zhi ji chang na ben mo shen le du zi ju da so nian ge sun ze da me jiang ka zhen zhe be zhe be ran ye ni la da Tendra lava me be temba tang, taji lasan tabi tudoji, mambe tongkang deno rujro.
Slowly.
Who are gurus and divine lamas, for whom we have the deepest gratitude. You who are the repository of the three secret powers of body, speech, and mind, of the innumerable Buddhas, who manifest in a miraculous way to each devotee according to his capacity. To you who are the wish-fulfilling gems, the source of all virtues and good qualities, we offer
Our prayers with intense devotion. Our protector of great and of souls, Tenzin Gyatso, upholder of the Dharma, the great oceans,
may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be fulfilled. The
Dharma
Dharma
Dhatu, the inexpressible reality, which holds all things like heavens, immaculate, full of great bliss and transcendental wisdom, manifest like a cloud in the numberless abodes of the higher divinities, the mandalas of the heavenly beings, to all the higher forms of the divine life, the Vedas. We offer our prayers with intense devotion, that Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the great land of snows, may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be fulfilled. O you numberless Buddhas of the past, present, and future, who are the masters of the 10 powers and teachers of the Tathagata, whose attributes are perfection, free from defilements, and born of realization, are the source of the Buddha activity, which appears for all times in the oceans of suffering of the world. For the sake of all sentient beings, to you we offer our prayers with intense devotion, that Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the great land of snows, may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be fulfilled. O sacred dharmas of the three dhammas, without impurities, unchanging, eternally good, the peak of virtues, to you we offer our prayers with intense devotion, that Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the great land of snows, may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be fulfilled. O all you Arya Sangha, awake and unsullied, of highest valor in conquering the sufferings of the real life, with a transcendental wisdom that rightly intuits the deeper truth, never departing from the indestructible Vajra abode of Nirvana. To you we offer our prayers with intense devotion, that Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the great land of snows, may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be innumerable experiences of bliss and joy, supporting the yogis in their dedication to an excellent path. To
To
you,
you all we offer our prayers with intense devotion, that Tenzin Gyatso, protector of the great land of snows, may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be fulfilled. To the ocean of guardians of the teachings, who possess the eye of transcendental wisdom, carrying on their analogs but not symbolic of the vows they made to the Vajra, the powerful ones who protect the teachings and the upholders of the Dharma, we offer you our prayers with intense devotion, that tends the Gyatso, protector of the great land of snows, may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be fulfilled. To all you guileless ones, in whom take excellent refuge, we pray with intense devotions, humbly from our great heart, that by the strength of these verses, not long Losang and Gyatso, he who has power over speech, the kindly one, upholder of the Dharma, the great ocean, he who possesses the three secret powers, may be indestructible, eternal, and without end. Seated on the supreme, unconquerable throne of the Vajra, he may live for 100 eons. Pour on him your blessings, that his aspirations may be fulfilled. You who bear the burdens of innumerable Buddhas, with courage carrying on your shoulders the vast activities of the holy enlightened ones, working for the weal of all beings, like the wish-fulfilling gem, the jewel of jewels, may our aspiration be perfectly fulfilled. By virtue of this, may the golden era be opened, like a gate to the great spaces, liberating all sentient beings, coming as the happiness of spring, which comforts our sorrows, and helps the teachings of the Buddha to spread in all directions and in all ages. May human prosper to the summit of samsara and nirvana. O you with the lotus in your hand, may the nectar stream of your blessings strengthen our mind and bring it to maturity. May we be able to easily practicing the Dharma, to accomplishing at all times the good deeds of the Bodhisattvas, may we reach Nirvana. By the blessings of the wondrous Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by the unassailable truth of the spiritual laws of cause and effect, by the unstained power of the pure mind, may the aim of my prayers soon be accomplished.
Thank you very much.
같은 것들은 이와주도 연결 돼서 그렇지 싶으라.
11 virtues, factors.
적당 말하면서 땅아주 참말로 무일 대화도 받던 되게만도 받던 아주 시발에 지난 대화 용사 등을 등을 강하잖아. 또 아짤도 준서 리스미 요들을 해도 진짜 리스미 요들네 또 약당 되거나 아니 샘그 삼로 당당 거네 샘나 샘이가지 샘드가지 샘야되게 지선당에 양답비 샘그 지선당에나 샤워 양답비 그리고 우리가 리스미 줘봐도 양답을 나누고 양답이 나누다 대기하고 영 맞답비 나고 로비 나누는도나 리스미 줘봐도 로비 나누고 로비 나누는도 리스미 줘봐도 내가 승 줘봐도 내가 대치고 때라더니 등을 연구 된자때 기와지 잡을 때 지치 치요 된자당 아롱도 단다 샘숭 맞지 것도 봐 야보 듣고 지스 동을 잡을 때 뭔가 인지지고 그랬어 기와래 this 장보는 this 남바세 하고 와지네 근데 그거 지스 동거는 그거자 뭐 샘숭 맞지 때 배가 참 버티네 다 오늘 이 호시다면 오늘 지도 지기 요새
Let me start by the looking broadly on the everyone wishes or the very aim. Of course, the our very aim or the wish to want to achieve the happiness and overcome suffering. So that is the one of the the ultimate wish or goal. And of course, when we look happiness and suffering, where they actually the very cause of the happiness is body and the mind. And so body and the mind are the one that brings the either happiness or the suffering. And happiness and the suffering. And for example, we often talk about the wholesome and unwholesome mind, or the virtues and the virtuous mind. And if we follow the wholesome mind, and of course the actions will be right, and will be virtuous actions, which eventually we will experience the happiness, joy in our life. Where if we follow unwholesome mind, and of course our actions will be suffering and unwanted suffering and so forth. And so this is how we recognize and how we distinguish what is the virtues, what is the non-virtues. Uh, and I think it is very important to recognize what are the virtues and non-virtues and so forth. And therefore, we very much, starting a few weeks ago, we been studying 51 mental factors. And of course, I myself not uh, um, well trained and well known for the all this 11 51 mental factors, but together, I will try my best, and together we can study these 51 mental factors.
다 같은 거 도중이 로차를 된다 때는 기와지 친구들 막 기와지 친구서 기와서야 돼 샘데 딱 그지 쓴다이나 링비 쓴거 쇼바드 장부쇼라 연구를 될라 용어 쪽으로나 세대 대화지 심한 데기 연구를 된다 기와 세시고 기와 지식이지 이제 샘지 담바는 샘은 샘송을다 샘송 주치기 인지 지고 그랬다 소소 삼동교를 된다.
And previously, we have studied other the groups of mental factors, and so today we will review, we will learn new, or we will review on 11 virtues mental factors, and so those are the mental factors. If we follow those mental factors, and we will experience physically, mentally goodness, as well as the bring the virtue, or the virtues experience, or the virtues study 11 mental factors, or 11 virtues factors.
다때 샘동 샘숑이네 샘 세야데라 넘버 니 거를 원심동 똑바드 원심 세야데 또 공부하고 무시 나시 시원하고 되게 손에 카트들이 다 좋은 거지와 샘 똑바세야데 샘고 땅라 된데 다당 돈이오데 수능하고 샘능아 삼노당의 베네베톤 로 몽고시 똑보지나 디셈나다 단다 좀디망 도안더니 샘능아 밑에 돈 시절 거 똑바래 똑바 어 들 똑바서 그래 다때 아니게 또 같은 증근들라 같은 들 인지지게도 샘을 때라때 샘숑 샘숑 가르즈나 다 캬버 럭버치니 장보르 야보르 디 랑보르 톰보르 마워 서울세 캬버 칭기들 때라 샘숑 그렇고 델리숑 샘리숑에네 캬치지로 왔대서 샘숑 그렇지
And I think we have studied this before and mentioned before, but uh, the mind and the mental factors, or the primary, or the main mind, and mental factors. Uh, those it has two aspect, which is the direct the experience or the perceptions, and the second is the intentional inf, uh, huh? Inferential, yeah, thank you. Inferential perceptions. So those the two are the which we often uh, experience. Of course, the direct experience well, we can experience or understand through the sound and the meaning, as well as the reasoning and so forth. For example, if someone's mentioned the friend, my friend, who I haven't met him for a long time, but as soon as um, someone mention or say his or her name, then it will appear kind of in my mind, and kind of have imaginations of my friend's name or the friend. And so this is the one of the example of the inferential perceptions. And once we have that kind of experience, and then the the mental that factors will distinguish what is that really persons and who they are, and what kind of characteristic of that objects or the person and so forth. For example, like such as color, shape, weight, and size, and so on and so forth, and good and bad as well.
오다 딱 이와주지 당보 다빠세 직당 아니 그런 게 일때라 이치사 일치 당 지위군 노바지래 다빠세 돼 직당 이치군 다바동도 이 이치위 네때라 아니 nem바당 요바 지금 고요르시 근데 된자다 아니 배는 아주 성지 좀 던데서 다빠지기나 성지 좀 던데서 던지던데 컨션이 데벨던데 최송화를 해서네 송송네 그런 것들 길라지 섬양지동 선지 섬라서 총이 로기다다다 소소 이치네 뜻지나 소소랑이 디지선랑이나 소소티 톱지 요아동 때라 소 섬나 이와 토에나 당이 뜸 받쳐지는 가 토고 성지 좀더 그런 것까지 깔리지 않는데 톱샤 토주 등마나 토고군도 노바당 등반이가 요 된스테이터 들라 다바서 그다음에 성질랑을 비다바서 그래서
The one of the first the virtues mental factor is the faith. And faith is the it has to be exist as well as the truth. Uh, for example, we generate the very closeness toward the objects, such as the Buddha, and by recognizing, by discovering the history of the Buddha, which is the exist, and uh, and uh, and also gone through all the difficulties, hard worship, and able to generate the great compassions and loving kindness, and then so on and so forth. And once we recognize that, oh, that there is a Buddha who also went through all the hard worship, and attain the highest realizations, and able to generate the highest sense of compassion, loving kindness, and so on and so forth. And that kind of sense and the knowledge and wisdom could be attained anyone. And I shall go after that teachings, and follow that path, and obtain that knowledge and wisdom and the teachings, and so this is what we call the faith, the faith that arise from the recognizing and discovering that there the existence of that object as well as it is true, and is giving kind of such an inspirations that we one of the faith, what we call the longing faith, to want to achieve and have that kind of knowledge.
적당 또 너도 라오로리나 무일치기나 랑게 점순시네는 젬바텔라 네 모사시와즈 젠 점순시네 젬바텔라 네 체요 바세르더라.
And the second and the third, self-respect and the embarrassment, self-respect and the propriety. The very much the referring to the one the oneself, the oneself, and the other one is referring to others.
그나 더 속주 받다 마시면 봐. 속주 내가 도지 이긴 되는데. 동보네 마시벌레 받아 우르스들 저로 톱 라가지 그만큼 고급요나 어떻게 꼬막기나 요 말때 nga 충기 저 나랑라지만 미주 지치나 하고나 민 뭔지인 걸세로 소소김진 진짜 요거 말세 진짜 지마 등알아 득파는 게 등을 등 용걸세로 그때 하고는 종강으로 섬 소소김진 꼬막겨데 어서요 봐서 첼리오 봐서 어때 꼬막기는 양가 많이 현재 띠고 놓고도 깔리 망부 잡는 데라가 그런데로 유 그런 공주 마토 나도 등이 들리 롱차던 더 거와 관리 그 말이지 파쇼던 삼통네 뭐 막거데 체요 봐서 들으세요.
And yeah, so this is very similar. One is the concerning oneself, and other is concerning others. For example, the the for example that if someone about to steal the money or wealth, and then as soon as he or she realize I shouldn't do this kind of activities or this kind of crime, it will kind of affect my life. And for example, such as my name, fame, as well, I might be end up in a prison or in a jail. So it's kind of concerning oneself, and we try to refrain the falling into that kind of crime or that kind of situations. So that is the Tibetan we saying what's a shepa, literally like kind of like shame, kind of shame or the self-respect. And second is concerning others. For example, if we about to steal someone's wealth or the treasure, and we kind of refrain to steal their wealth or treasure. And for example, concerning him or her, if I do that, they collect, they earn this all the money because of them to use. So if I steal from them, they won't able to use this wealth and the treasure. So it's kind of more like concerning others.
전에 다 뭐죠? 틀어 봤어. 도착을 못 봤어. 실동 못 봤어. 노시가 못 봤어. 노시가 못 봤어. 나도 도비 감시는 나도 도바 이했던 거 지그다로 상하 차성 통고 용어로서도 통화돼. 그걸 통의 롱쇼 바이는 도비 요는 거도 지그지고 다냥 볼수는 된거다. 첫 봤을 때 나고 근데 그거지. 때 도바들레 원서 안에 될 셈 착성 셈띠당라 파 팀송다. 다 톰도 소소 맞추지고 뜸 맞추지 나 토하고 딱 고장전 나고 근데 밀라 zubkushagunde, ngushagunde, belly tagunde, counter tobag, tapshin rochel, that Batsut Jung, the top sona, Dobatsan recorded the Dobatsingamarian, Delhi Panchilla, the Yerigiston. Cut the Matuna, the Latin Semnona Gangajitate, Dingliona, Dingatilitone, Shedang, Shedang, the Latin, Passola Nobakia, some of them with dinner, and what the general so then was said, Mil, the dentistry, yet the only chakmash, Tango Sosola Tondo Rewajini, Revi in it, Tondo 정으로 줬더니 근데 섬더니 파서 테마토가 또 시작하는 대강라 바베 식송데 된지는 놓착세고 근데 처음에 봤어야 돼 된지 섬 매와지 강 롱쪽도 비었는데 노비 감시 양 알아 롱쪽 봐 알아서 토모마인 비 롱쪽데 네베나 심진로 지나 저덕 싸사야 샤와주 싸사야 돼 그런 거 롱쪽에 나 심진 잠바 지가 따왔던 젠틀러서 그때 샤사게 샤사마 독사사야 문제가 그런 저 가전의 군도가 요가 디낭제 그런 소수도 소토모만 비롱초지 롱초제 될까 때때등이 이제 나던 좀 봐대 때단도 차례 되었지 너는 매워지네 롱초고를 뜻이 벌지
심진이 빌라가 너무 많이 먹었네.
토모마인 소롱초를 요라서
네.
수 토모마인 롱초 받을 작성기 끝내 뭐 나던 좀 인정밤에 이거 롱초나 그거 있었다 아주 도땅을 됐어
And the last, the second, the third two non-attachments and non-hatred, and non-attachments. Of course, it usually arise when we the when we kind of experience or the happen to see the objects, the desirable objects, and and so forth, and the form like will be like a very attractive and a beautiful form, and the sound will be very melody and a very sweet sound, and when we contact with those desirable objects. Of course, we have a right to experience and to have those desirable objects. But the problem is that as soon as we contact those desirable objects, then the our sense of I will kind of trickle, and they will say like I want it, and the stage of the mind, and in order to achieve and in order to achieve those desirable object or desirable things, we do everything we can, such as lying and praising others, and do everything we can, to achieve this desirable objects. Put all our efforts and the mind and so on and so forth. But if we achieve that, if we contain and satisfied what I achieve, that's fine. But the problem is we not satisfied. We're not going to stop that. We want more and more, and then we will have further will experience suffering. But if we fail to achieve those desirable objects which we wish to have in our life, then we will have suffering. When we have a suffering, it will cause the hatred, and then will kind of we may harm others. And so this is kind of very much because of the desirable form, and then where we can't make a contact, and then we have a wish to have this, and have a very desire to have this in our life, and we have a hope, and so very much we kind of dissolve into that kind of the life, and but again, if we really contain and satisfy what we have and what we achieve, I think it should be, it should be happy. We should be happy, but not we wanting more, and because everyone we have the unique and the commons that we able to have those things and event due to our karmic collections and so on and so forth. For example, when we look at the animals, and they very much stick with the whatever the nature being provide. For example, animal like a deer, and they really always they eat grass and the green things, and they're not kind of like changing their diet and eating meat and so forth. So they just use what they being provided based on their karmic collections. Similarly, and the wild animal like a tiger and others, they very much stick with the whatever they've been provided, like meat and so on and so forth. But if we like sentient beings, because of the strong desire and wanting more and more, we just go beyond what been given.
다 니와데 셔당 메바 셔당 메바세다 소소 일 강식이랑 통나 정 강식 통화에나 데라 안에 나르슴 기근 나 셈메바 나르슴 세데 소소 데라 데냐다 틱차리 삼삼로 좀 틱차리 데라 데네 딩 레버 마시와 셈바 소 동용요 셈바 동용요나 근데 작섬 기기 말다 나르슴 기기 말은 나르슴 노슴 세데 좀 legally not number the iki number some siki numbers
Sorry.
iki number some or iki number some chapi sem to yoade and nasum yong nosum said that shedang me pas nosum me para hotel no pa chago sem some lucia me pa pen totona pen to payment no ma ki said some lot in the chikidona then shedang me paris.
So hatred, the non-hatred, the opposites of non-hatred is a hatred. So hatred usually, whenever we have the sense of hatred, we have a kind of mind that the determining that things and event and the human beings and whatever it is bad, and it is not good, and we kind of try to the harm and and so forth, and if we practice equanimities and or have this non-hatred mind, it will lack the sense of harmfulness, and this is the if you have a hatred, then it is the one of the non-virtuous mind, the non-virtuous mind, the covetousness, covetousness, and where we very much try to hurt others.
me pasete and Marikpa me pachine Maripi Nyemboship soso topi sheriff Tamba Topatella me pas me pasete Chiton Chamongbochi or Penanganzo Petu Chongzina Penang Tang Digi Pandi Mountain in Chikamashiga, Shimena, the Maripari, name Shiva the Maripati Jangchini, Hakosona, Jimang in the law that Lamson simple Dipati on the Lamson, Shiatan Yam the Gate, Semna, Topati, Drata, Yam, don't shut away also, Tela Nijapachas. Tenza Chonsal Nichana Tendency, you can see Katanga, Mashi Mamba said Sabi Chachla. Pass the nane. The moon may pass a course. Don't the Maron, Chitan the Mutella, 당진 된진데 야침볼 때나 총총지 저직지나 던지지 잘했어.
And the number 16, non-deludedness or the non-ignorance. And in general, we often the intense practice and in the scriptural or the philosophy is we often broadly talk about the antidotes and of the ignorance and so on and so forth. It's very much referring to the self-grasping and so forth. But if we kind of simply understand well, what is the ignorance, and and of course there are many the parts of the ignorance in a higher level of the understanding, of course, self-grasping and so forth, but in a very simple level of understanding of the ignorance will be, for example, that the stick that when I hold the stick, I don't know what is the name in English. So that is the kind of example of the one ignorance. But later, if I study, if I find out that what is the name, what do you call this stick, and the exact name of the stick that we use for singing bowl, then I'm able to purify that very ignorance that I the previously I do not understand about the of the meaning of the name of that stake. So basically the ignorance is the purifying the things that we don't know and things that are unclear and the which kind of stuck in the delusions and so on and so forth. And once we're able to purify, and that's considered as a non-ignorance.
다 소리세데 개발라 좋아. 소 샤와 정보고 쇼라. 스나 좋아. 진도 근도 바지가 소리세 거르시.
So let me go quickly. So the next is the efforts. Is the effort is the spiritually have a great joys toward the spiritual activities or virtuous activity. So this is we call the efforts.
다 신정세대 다 사던 거죠. 신정세대 그런 거. 샘라 독고 잡네. 독고 잡성 샘라 독고 잡은 저 상국 차탐지 때네. 신이 그 토용으로 또 원로고 있지라. 다 리신정 샘신정 신정 그대와 망부 정도. 리신정 그대와 토바이나 신의 영화제 소소 정의 도기 니와 특별한 변도 리신정도 리드 양모 전에 차나오면 가르가 고고로지네 배는 그게 랑치는 가고도 가와 배치 당도 종을 누가 샘신정 통으로 어다 가르치치네 리드 가르네나 니타와지고 샘신정세의 샘신정 토용도 샘그나강 삼바데 네페 무바텔라 무이다나 텔라 담부 진에 타치도 네댕 파 땅저가나 다 헤르기 찰라 배주동 학성부술라 말 신이다 학통부술라 당하이나 쇼 탐칠라 파 캡니 닐링오마데 똑던 것 어떤지라 데레 지통을 샘텔라 원지지 때문에 저는 리슨라 롱한 토피 대화즈남 데르지라 나 신장세 그러세요 등 알아서 야 데스 차통 보면은 그래 하고 이난 알아서 지동 고문데 별로 지지나 코코넛 텔라 접했다 차통 나와지 용기라 시디는 데치 용도 같아
So this is all of them we have discussed in the previous class. So now last four the virtuous factors. The first one is the flexibility. flexibility, Shindu Jangwa, flexibility, and it. What is the flexibility or mental pliancy or mental suppleness? And so this is what we, kind of taking care or guarding the mind. This is all about the guarding and taking care of the mind, refraining from the falling into the non-virtuous or unwholesome mind or unwholesome activities. And this usually whenever we practice meditations, we have a glimpse of the mental pliancy or flexibility, such as like the short, the pure of the calmness and the peacefulness and so forth. But if you really able to attain this mental suppleness or the mental pliancy, then we will experience the extreme the extreme lightness of the body as well as the well-being. For example, when we attend that kind of mental pliancy, and our body will become extremely light, and where we kind of there will be no kind of the problems of the physical problems such as sickness and uncomfortableness and so on and so forth, and you can able to the direct the you can direct your mind and the body wherever you like. For example, like a white elephant. In the portrait, you see the nine mental stages of the practice of the meditations. The it the complete the white elephants, which represent the complete of the mind of the mental pliancy. And so this is the what is the the mental pliancy, and if we able to attend the mental pliancy, then we can able to direct our mind in a virtuous thought or virtuous activities easily, or quickly, without any force. And even we can put direct our mind into the intense meditations, such as analytical meditation, as well as these single pointed meditations, and where we can able to uh, um, the able to see the experience the ultimate nature of reality. And so yeah, that's it, I think.
Pagayo pa saya de shawa ngambala zemjini shawa zangbo shola de shawa ngambala zazu jini ni shawa zangbo shola double shepa de la pagayo so pena madro michigan da amji changla gawo ina ro terang dam ni changtung men terang amoda tang tharang bo ro yojini zazu jini de ko nyanga de la zemjini zazu ja de la pagayo se pagayo na jatang ne jiteng shawa chi shawa kan chila yarena magiwalan zemne giwi shola pa sem 송을 셔봤더라 바이오스 그래 절단 직등 샤와 컨덕 간다들 제초고스 바이오스에 남배쇼라 양가요스 졸라 잡습신 럭비초라 바사무 도들이지.
Next, Pagyu, attentiveness or conscientiousness. Um, um, uh, so it is the try to refrain one's self from the non-virtuous activities, and try to accumulate the virtues or the wholesome mind or the wholesome activities. And if I give you example, let's say like when we have a alcohol, so we have a great kind of desire and tendency to have a alcohol. But if you use this conscientiousness or attentiveness, then you will kind of refrain having this alcohol by kind of contemplating of your time and your life and a day. And for example, that I'm going to drive soon, and I have to drive in a long distance, and I shall not have alcohol. So this is one of the example of the practice of Pao or practice of attentiveness or the conscientiousness. And so we could use this conscientiousness in spiritual or as well as the mundane life or mundane activities. And the for the spiritual or the dharma, the practice will be refrain from the non-virtuous and always reflect on the virtuous thoughts and so on and so forth. So that will be using conscientiousness on virtues, the spiritual activities, where in the mundane activities, as I mentioned earlier, refrain from engaging such that might cause harm and ruin our life, such as drinking alcohol, and be kind of be aware and be kind of caring and taking caring one's mind and one's life toward the danger.
동용다 동용세 동용 섬송 동용도 접당하네 동용 망보요 니 카드가 동용세도 가르잖아 샘때 냠버자에 있잖아 곰경으로 곰저 샘때 샘철로 양로하면 샹바 냠도 샹와마인 바 샹굴니 동 잘외니 샘치식들니 데라 동용세 동용지죠 샘 샹와마인 바 고바마인 바 샘라강 삼르텔라 시식데 네버시비 샘송실라 샘 동용세 거지.
And next, equanimity. Equanimity, there are many parts of the equanimity, the practice of equanimity, but here, equanimity referring that the able to and able to free and able to free and detach from the mental thinking and excitement, and able to set mind in equipoise or the equanimity.
number 맞춰서 때 접근 현직 차도서 파쇼 등을 김춘듯이네 달라지네 처음 시와지고라 number 맞춰서 파쇼 되게 어땠는데 처음에는 파쇼 때 등을 찍고 등을 지나 그런 거 말해서 소소 김춘듯이네 섬나 제 섬줄 했다 그래서 number 맞춰서
And last, non-violence. Non-violence is the equivalent to compassions, and it's we usually have that kind of mind by reasoning and we kind of refraining from the involving the things in event. It might hurt and it might harm others. And for example, if I do this, it might hurt or harm others, and I shall not do that. And by developing the great love and compassionate mind.
오늘 데이터다 네 단가도 예스미쳤다 샘송스 동으로 지어 나도 곰데 양고지 저는 샘나가를 디나나 소소들라 다시 약고지 단다 시 용으로 지어 샘송스 되는 가르스 샘도 소소인데 그 소소 샘나 요나도 스탠드지스네 한테라 삼로 당네 가마가시대 조금 제지 아무 제금지는 단단한 수지 이제 담아는 가르미나 년진지 교도 설명 맞아 또 다들 그래서 공부 튀어지라 튀었던데 삼무당 좀 하고 유대다 섬제식 때 공지 맞아
Okay, let's practice meditations and during the meditations and see what kind of virtues factors 11 virtues factors you have, and if you recognize and find the one of the virtues factors, and then you can just contemplate or focus on that virtuous mind, uh, and
다 상황도 못 배운 말이지
yeah.
섬지식 때 하고 유도 설명 싸우 진짜 셔트 봤지 내고
So you can, first you can apply the analytical meditations, which you kind of analyze and research your mind, see what kind of the virtues mind or factors you have, and once you recognize and find, and then you single pointedly focus on that virtues the mind, and then try to the away and try to away and from the mental thinking and mental excitements.
그래서 삼 도파 중에는 디즘 저런 거 간데 이놈의 동료는 어디 저한테 지고 땅이 하고는
Yeah. So when you do that, you might have a kind of confusions, kind of confuse of your thoughts and your mind. And if you have that, and then later we can discuss, and I will try my best to reply your questions. Yeah, if you have any questions.
Well, since this is the 37th anniversary, Dalai Lama received the Peace Prize. I was wondering how, due to the situation between China and Tibet, how His Holiness the Dalai Lama has demonstrated and led and taught how to deal with aversion.
Can you demonstrate?
How he has taught and led and demonstrated how to deal with aversion due to the situation between China and Tibet.
그래. 다리디 디 정문지라 공사초라니 실기 담아디 니 아니 딱 로스무스든 도고라 디다 든치니 코랑게 니 안다 배다 전화기 보러 내당지어라 디고라니 공기다 딜라 배존로다 니 간디로치 배존다 니파 대화다 니 차례 나왔던데 파 뒤에도 간디지 지금 남겨놨어요.
일단 통지나 고송에 공부 첨부를 로카 시원 오늘다 잡식 그서들었다 같이 요 말이나 그런 거 좋네 다 거기 손겹지 안에 단다 칠리그림이 단남지 안에 단에 법이 치당르게 좀 단데 저 돈치 가시죠 그런 뭐일로 제가 띠강라 맞대 그런 단다고 남기다 얼마 다 무시 보고지 가 요말이나 아주 보 야치 mamang 그러네 정말 용종에다 정으로 지쳐는 거 가는 아주 뒤쪽나 로그인즈 망치와가 되라 이치다 저왔더니 정으로 지금 여언니가 탐모진 알아도 지다 저는 너무도 저당 사자 총리 진짜 뭐 터니리 일로 정말 지지라네 된보 지직사 탐모진은 알아도 지지라 기습 요하지 냠데데나 근데 아주 이 지금 약급을 정도인데 그래서 매너적인데 이는 알아도 시동을 종사신 모두 땅 알아도 진용지 처음 독동지라면 되게 롱당 아주 고군듯이 어떤 이거 탐모한 정도 냠데 네트워크 저것 시고르지 옛날에 야노 저동 갈리 하고를 당선 저동 아니고 완전 바 미치고 원사연자 그런 측에 가서 된전도 마도 미 참인데 데르슨 댐까지 해야 돼 진짜 이거 말씀도 요거 말씀 때 모이는 일도 진짜 안에 다소 말씀 좀 그런 것도 좀 와요 생각도 나빠 뛰어 말씀
His Holiness Dalai Lama, his age is also, pretty kind of high age, as you know, and few years ago, he voluntarily gave up the politics and giving this kind of opportunity to the exile and but His Holiness does have been and still and have been engaging and make strong commitments on five. They call it five commitments, and for example, environment, the religions harmony, and also the preserving the Tibetans religions as well as the culture, and the second two, this I don't remember what is it.
직장으로 지금 야갈당라 양집당 비다 받고 야갈 정도 야갈라 진짜 듭나.
And the third is that wishing that maybe we can wishing that we can reestablish and Nalanda traditions back to India. And there's a third one, and the fourth is we can look it up later. And you know, this the words it used to be that we think the world is very big, the country is very big, but now is, you know, world is very small. The whatever happens east and north, you know, immediately we know what happening. It's become like a, you know, one world become very small. It's like a family, and but anyway, one of the wish of His Holiness and the middle way approach that have you know, between Tibet and China have the mutual respect and that able to live coexist together, and you know, outwardly they can do, you know, whatever they can, but inner we have a freely we can practice, we can preserve our culture as well as our practice. And so this is the what is one of the our hope, and as well as His Holiness seeking for middle way approach, but you know, it might be, you know, quite difficult because China or the communists is a very powerful and a big country, and it's all the demanded and controlled by the one individual persons, and whatever his mind wants, that it will they will follow. So very much that kind of big countries controlled by the communists, and whatever they decide, and you know, we have to work accordingly. Yeah. Any questions?
Like during the middle way.
Yeah, middle way approach. Yeah. 거기 정문지 오면남네 지도 디 변대. 디 고 나디 나도도사.
나 직당리 닝니 잡수기 꼴때 가자시라시기 매 삼도시 땅에 지금 잡수기 꼴때 땅나양 소소가 딜라 땅나 당즈마 봉에다 소소가 지들다 뭐 몸이 로기 땅 단데기니 땅 몽고 섬나 코롱도 섬나 코롱가 끼우면 되는 게 디가 삼동메스가 같이 지시요는 되는 거가지 같이 지면 지지마가지 판세 등이 같은 삼동고 말 판도가지도 때문에 원토에는 안 없고 그런 가르치고 지고지 다 패면 똑같이 니와로 토마토잖아 때 삼보 맞던 때 강아지 좀 삼 되게 삼도지.
Yes, usually I don't like to talk about the politics, and you know, because since I'm not an enlightened being, I haven't abandoned all my self-grasping. So whenever I think and I talk about the politics, I have a, you know, strong sense of I and the nations, and because where I come from, of course, I'm from Tibet, and I've been through all kinds of difficulties, and when I reflect on history and the current situations, it's really you know, saddened me, and so I just remain you know, carrying and reflecting the teaching of the Master Shantideva. If there's anything I can capable of, and I can is there I can fix it, then why I worry? I just go ahead and fix it. But if there is no way that beyond my power and capability, again, why I worry? Just ignore it.
In the prayer, there's a mention I'm not too familiar with.
Buddhism in general, but Tenzin Gyatso, maybe you could talk.
그것은 천지.
네. 거기 남북으로 싫어 하고 매이나요. 그나마 딘싱자 소리디 가리나 시도.
그것은 천지. 던진세 때 캡당하네. 상기기 담번 점버시 비교라 던진세 거지. 양수세 달래자 등으로 양수 먹었어. 땅사 보통 빡빡가와요.
So Tenzin Gyatso is the His Holiness Dalai Lama name, and every Dalai Lama has a different name, and but the title or the worldly known his name is His Holiness Dalai Lama. But if you look at each of his reincarnation has a different name, and this 14th Dalai Lama, his name is Tenzin Gyatso. Tenzin Gyatso. Tenzin Gyatso means Tenzin means the holder or the holder or the of the dharma or the doctrines, and the Gyatso is the oceans. So of course the teaching is very vast and the very the profound, same as the oceans are also very profound as well as the wide.
소복은 요것은 불교서 양초세야 돼. 달리세 소그로.
Yeah. And so the Dalai, we said the Dalai and the Gyamtso or the oceans, the name, the title is given by one of the Yojira, king of one of the king of Mongolia.
Oh yeah. No. Okay.
Okay, now we'll say the dedications on page number 80.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Timpala. If you would like to make a donation for this teaching, it would be greatly appreciated by the monks in the monastery, and you can do that by calling 812-336-6807 or by emailing the center at tmbcc.kcl@gmail.com. Those of you here in the temple, if you would like to make a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. And we'll pass around this bowl, and if you cannot do so, just a prayer or a mantra in the bowl. Thank you.
네. 저는 after you finish this, please go to the kitchens where we'll celebrate Dalai Lama's receiving the Nobel Peace Prize, and there will be Tibetan traditional tea and tea in the kitchens. Page number 80. Then lam jene sho ra ze ve zhang ve ta ge je yang ro ve ye je gong ba se je Yahweh Dava Yuron Zenjurji Dambare Jen Chodye Maja Cha Nyambar Jurve Chodye Nyam je che bo yo ra cho pen de de so war che par sho se je ya ve mo cho La ro shan jo lam che be jang ta do nan je ye la ba de shang ya ve da ba yon de zhong ji Lam san zhe be de jian zhe xie xiang ga jian se xie ne dang me guan ce ro gan de yao wei ma yi Nam dan de ma je gan se de ma cho la je je zi xian zhe la cong ba de ye de nan jie dan de zhou xi zha xie jiang zong qiu gen jiang zhe jie ba de za ve la ma ren guo jie dao su ni ge pa me den shu na Ka zhen chen guo guo ne jie song de ku song de jie ngu zhe zan de so chang zhe sen zhe ren bo jie ma jie pa na jie 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 wa nyang ba me par yang Gong ne gong de pe wer shou kan re ra ve gur ve shen kan de pen dang de wa ma le zhong wei ne xiang re zhen wang den zhen yang zo yi xiang bei zhen de ba de den zhe jie jia ba ba wo zhe de zhen ba dang gong de zang bo de yang de zhen de da gen jie jie se da lo jiang ye wan de da tam jie ra de ngo de son sha be ya wa tam jie jie ngo wa gang la qiu de ga ba de da zhen ye wei za wan de guan jiang sang bo zhe shi ran de ngo wen jie pen de zhong ne dan ba da shang jie
Tanzan Jeo Tamje Kakam Zan Leje Kanga Derje Jongwe Sanje Damba Dada Jijir Jil Tsera Kanda Yawa Zongkwawe Tacho Shinye Ngese Zabete Yahweh Ngabe Nazan Denye Le Kache